Oh, Hilton stay, your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello and welcome to I Talk to Ghosts, the podcast that will hold your hand through all the spooky moments. I'm your haunted host, Jennifer, your resident medium and your teller of ghost stories. Tonight, dear listener, I have for you tales of ghostly handprints. I found a collection of stories that deal with mysterious handprints that logically just shouldn't be there. And the results are quite eerie. Then after the spooky, stay for the spiritual. Join me at my séance table for a new message from the spirits. As your medium, I open up the space for a spirit to come close with a message for someone listening to the podcast. Is tonight's message specifically for you? Linger near and find out. That's later on in the episode. But first, the spooky. The ghost stories begin right now. It was a quiet Sunday morning. My roommate was at church, so it was just me and my cat curled up on the couch, watching a scary movie with the drapes drawn and the lights off. Perfect atmosphere. Suddenly, I had a faint, prickly feeling on the back of my neck. I blamed the movie until 3 loud bangs hit the wall behind me. The cat and I snapped our heads towards the sound. The room was dim, but not dark. Nothing was out of place. This uneasy tingle I had grew into a heavy shiver. I called out softly, "Hello?" knowing full well I was the only one home. The neighbors downstairs were out of town, their dog with them, so there was no explanation for that noise. I tried to refocus on the movie. That's when it came again. Flat-handed, like someone slapping the wall from the other side. On the other side of that wall was our bathroom, so of course, I went to check. The bathroom door opens inward, and when I swung it open, I froze. On the wall, the same spot I heard the banging, was a clear, white handprint. Too big to be mine or my roommate's, and it was placed somewhere no living person would logically brace their hand. You couldn't open or close the door from that angle. And there was something else odd about that wall. On this wall, you could see the faint outline of where a doorway used to be. The handprint sat almost dead center of the upper half, right where someone might be reaching for a doorknob that no longer existed. I stared at the mark for a long time. I knew this bathroom. I saw that wall every day. That handprint had never been there. It was bright against the paint, impossible to miss. I grabbed my phone to take a picture before touching it, half expecting it to vanish. I talked to the empty air while I took my pictures, but nothing replied. When I finally ran my fingers over the print, there was no residue, no oil, no powder, nothing. The wall was cold. That was all. Later, I wiped the print away with nothing but a damp cloth. It came off far too easily for something that looked so starkly permanent, and it never reappeared. Then again, this apartment is full of one-off mysteries. I'm always running from one thing to the next, so my car is usually a bit lived in. That's why managing to wash it on my lunch break felt like a personal victory. All later that day, I enjoyed the spotless windows and the shine, no smudges, handprints, nothing. It felt like driving a new car. That evening, I headed to rehearsal for a musical I'm in. Before going inside, I paused to admire how clean the car still looked. And then I rushed off to practice. 3 hours later, I came back out, unlocked the car door, slid into the driver's seat, and froze. Directly in front of me were 2 handprints on the windshield. I leaned forward to study exactly what I was looking at and realized these handprints were inside the car. I reached out and carefully smudged a teeny section of the edge. The handprints were smaller than mine, angled almost horizontally, fingertips pointed inwards, like whoever made them had twisted their wrists at an uncomfortable angle. I tried to mimic the position and couldn't do it. Not naturally. There was no reason for anyone, especially me, the only person who had been in the car all day, to put their hands there. And they definitely hadn't been there when I left the car. I decided to leave the prints untouched until I got home so I could take a good picture. The moment I started driving, my throat tightened. My voice had been perfectly fine, but suddenly I was coughing, choking, like something invisible was lodged at the back of my throat. My eyes watered from the pain and I gagged so hard I finally had to pull over and step outside, gulping air until the sensation eased. The people in the parking lot probably thought I was delivering the next plague or something. Eventually, still shaken, I made it home. A friend was waiting for me so we could head to the pub. She climbed into my passenger seat, took one look at my face, and asked me what was wrong. I pointed at the windshield. "Whoa, what's with the handprints?" she said. I told her everything. She stared at the prints only for a moment before grabbing a napkin from the glove box and wiping them away in one fast swipe. She said looking at them made her skin crawl. She refused to ride in my car after that. We drove in her car instead. At the beginning of 2017, strange things started happening. Little moments I couldn't explain away. I kept catching sight of a dark, human-shaped silhouette in the peripheral of my vision. Every time I turned to look, it vanished. This wasn't a once-in-a-while thing. It happened several times a day, and only when I was alone. It still happens now. Of course, at first, I questioned myself. Was there something wrong with my eyes? My mind? But the consistency, the sheer frequency, made it impossible to dismiss. Whatever this is, it's real to me. Either something is following me or it has attached itself to me. One night, during that same period of time, I had just settled into bed. I'd been lying in the dark for maybe 5 minutes when I heard a sharp, metallic ping, followed immediately by a small but heavy thud. I switched on the lamp, expecting to find something had fallen. What I found was a bullet casing lying in the middle of my carpet. I collect casings and artillery shells. They sit neatly on the shelves along the wall. That particular casing had been in its place for years. Now it was 3 feet away from its display. The sound I heard wasn't something dropping. It was forceful, like it had been thrown or struck. The next morning, I opened my blinds and froze. In the center of a window was a handprint. The fingers were far too long to be mine or anyone in my family. The window glass had been scrubbed spotless the week before during a bout of early spring cleaning, and there's really no reason why anyone would have touched the glass. Between the bullet and the handprint, I couldn't call it coincidence anymore. Either the shadow figure I keep seeing was responsible, or something else entirely is making itself known. These might not seem like dramatic experiences on their own. This is something paranormal. And since then, what I've experienced has only escalated. That elongated handprint seemed like a mark.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season, and only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
Hello and welcome back to I Talk to Ghosts. I have a message from the spirits this evening, so thank you for joining me here at my séance table. I have a few crystals and herbs around me, and tonight as I work, I've selected a certain crystal to work with, and tonight that stone is obsidian. Obsidian is a wonderful, dark, black, inky stone that just exudes protection and, to me, peace. The peace you can find in quiet solitude. And it just really buffers any kind of negativity or ill-at-ease energy for me. So I love keeping obsidian close. Okay, I'm gonna clear my mind, open the space for spirit to come close, for someone listening right now. I have with me a lady who, she was making her presence known before I even started the segment. A lovely woman. She's conveying a lot of friendship and warmth, a lot of sisterly type relationship love. It feels like the two of you were really close. The first thing she is showing me is her tarot cards. She wanted to express herself and her messages through tarot, and I feel like you would recognize this right away. She often had her cards with her, would be offering readings and guidance, and she also has this feeling of she taught you a lot. Information and teaching just flowed through her generously. Very generous heart. It feels like you're slightly younger than her, you looked up to her a lot, and she encouraged you. She had so much warmth about her, and you just naturally responded to her energy. However, she's also sharing with me that she had a little bit of a sadness to her, that she didn't want you to really see that side of her to share in that side of her. This is just one aspect of her, but boy, she was bright and natural, and she has such a wonderful laugh to her, like really like loud, like it just blooms out of her, and that just feels so captivating. Okay, her message for you tonight. Well, she's bringing in her warmth and her silly nature for sure. It feels like she wants to cheer you up, like you're in a little bit of a funk right now. It feels like she wants to cheer you up and to kind of gently raise your chin a little bit, for you to look at the world and see how amazing it is. I think we can easily be distracted and be pulled down by, the negative aspects of life. And whatever's going on with you, it feels like it's very much permeating you. And she wants to gently remind you that it doesn't have to be that way. And she doesn't want it to be that way for you. Yeah, she just keeps bringing up humor. She knows that you are just so full of life and so happy to be here. And she feels how you miss her. And she is sorry that her physical presence isn't there, but she is still with you. And I'm sure if you take a moment and a breath, you can feel her loving, humorful, wonderful, encouraging energy. Yeah, it feels like you've had some challenges that have put a financial strain on you. And she just wants to assure you that these things that feel so looming in their influence, remember to connect in the moment, that not everything is due today. Take it one day at a time and reconnect with yourself. Seek out the love and the brightness and the joy again for yourself. Yeah, she's saying take the time to rest. Make sure to rest up. This is a period that won't last forever, and make sure to take some time for yourself. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. If this message connects for you, I hope it brings you some cheering up and some validation and some encouragement to really reconnect with yourself and find that warmth and that light, because she's offering her energy to you right now. Okay, thank you. Are you enjoying the podcast? Please leave a kind review or share it with a friend. These small actions take only a few moments, but they immensely help support the podcast. Thank you for supporting my work and the podcast. And with that, dear listener, we have reached the end of this episode of I Talk to Ghosts. I hope you enjoyed the paranormal stories of ghostly handprints. Have you ever experienced something like this yourself? I would love to know. And I also hope you enjoyed my spirit work that I shared with you this evening. Do you have thoughts or comments about this episode? If so, please reach out. Now, wherever you wander off to, in this world or the next, just remember, come back and visit with me. Have a lovely evening and good night.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hey there, I'm Susie, and I'm the host of Beyond the Ferns podcast. Each week, I take you beyond the headlines into the stories that linger long after the news fades. From chilling true crime and unsolved cold cases to paranormal encounters, cults, and extraordinary survival stories. It's a little bit of everything for everyone. Whether you're drawn to mysteries, fascinated by the strange and unexplained, or simply love a good story, I focus on the truth, the details, and above all, justice for the victims and survivors. So buckle up, things are about to get a little scary. Follow Beyond the Ferns wherever you get your podcast. Thanks, y'all.